Hello guys, this is my 20,000 plus kilometers review, and with that one I wanted to cover some modifications that I did to the bike. I mostly ride with my wife, so we crossed many kilometers together, like 90% of them. So we wanted to tell our experience based on all of these kilometers that we crossed together. So without too much talking, let's go to the point. Point number one I want to talk about is the ergonomy. So the ergonomy got improved in terms of the sitting position that we changed. As you can see, this is just the standard one. I played with this handlebar a little bit to see how it goes. So for example, if I push it more front, it goes a little bit more up. So what I get with that one is, let's say, a little bit more upright sitting position, but the bike just doesn't have too much pressure on the front wheel. So then you get more wheelies, but a little bit less, let's say, handling in the corners. So I just put it back down to, let's say, factory-like position, and now the position is like what I'm used to before, with improved seat, which I'm going to talk about over here. What we did is we changed the seat for the custom one. The guy just actually made my seat a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more padding, a little bit more padding on the sides here and here, and over here for her, actually for my wife, which is now recording this one, he increased like the height over here for like 4 centimeters, and also increased the length of the seat. So the seat is now much longer, and the sitting area is much better in terms of there is no angle. So you know, before she used
It's
to
not
slide.
inclined.
Yeah, it was a lot of inclination before. Now it's really comfortable without actually, like I said, changing too much of the bike's initial ergonomy. And now the comfort together with the ergonomy goes, as I said, is this one, the seat that we changed. On the other side, we changed these grips over here. So these grips, I put the grip covers from Louis from Germany, and actually this one made the grips much thicker, you can say, but for my long fingers it actually made my ride more comfortable, and it decreased some of the vibrations as well over here. Now other thing that increased the comfort as well are these things that I actually bought from AliExpress, and as you can see, if she zooms over here a little bit, so the finishing was not very well done, but still this thing does the job, because over here these things were like totally clear from AliExpress. I painted them, I cut them to suit more of the bike style, and I extended them with this one. So now what I get is, like, there is not too much improvement in terms of the actual, I don't know, like cover from cold weather, but if you, for example, extend the fingers, like open up the fingers like this, the wind will not directly hit your fingers and they will not get frozen in the cold weather.
Show one more time the extended fingers.
Yeah, here is my very long extended fingers. Now the other thing is these handles over here for brakes and for the clutch. We also changed those for the shorter ones, let's say 2 fingers handles, and this actually made the ride more comfortable, because I must admit, you can play more with the position of them, and their shape is even more, let's say, user friendly. Other thing is this one, the cruise control thingy, that actually helps even though I'm not riding too much highways. For example, I go somewhere like riding 70, 80, 90 kilometers per hour, and I just lean on my hand, so it will just help. I don't need, you know, to pull it as much. I just lean over here, and it will just do the job for me. So these things are really lifesavers for me in the long term, and it helped a lot with the actual comfort. So when this thing got raised for my wife, we will show you that one a little bit later. This thing got raised for like 4 centimeters, which actually opened up her knee area a little bit, like I guess couple of degrees. So when you ride a little bit longer, you feel this more, you find this one more comfortable.
I don't even need a brake.
You don't even need a brake, yeah. So now the one another thing, as you might see from this side, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this topic about MT07. So this thing I love. Why? Because I experienced some of the MT07 exhausts, and I, based on my research, a lot of them are just similarly sound. Now, taste of the sound is pretty much unique to each person, but I found out that these exhausts, for example, for Tenere bike, so the same engine, just different style, they sounded for me deeper, more powerful, more like V8 engine. So this exhaust is from the start, from the headers to this area over here is Zard. So that one is Italian-based brand, and it's pretty much short. So from over here till over here it goes, and it's like conical shape. So it produces like a high noise sound, you can say. And in the lower RPMs, it sounds really like boomy, like something is a little bit off, I must say. And this one I experienced with other exhausts, the same type for MT07, and I never liked this one, to be honest. On the higher revs, it sounded really cool, but lower RPMs, it was like two, I don't know, like two plates were hitting each other. Something is like off. It's not so much powerful and deep. So what I did is I kept the Zard exhaust until here, and this one has catalysator over here, so it's environment friendly. But from over here till over here, it's completely different. It's custom made in my country, in Serbia, southern part of Serbia. The guy who's professional made it for me, and it produces just a totally different sound. It's much more deep, it's much more sport sound. And what I found out with the previous exhaust, for example, if I remove the decibel killers, it will be too much loud in the helmets for both me and my wife, and it will just initiate also the communication systems when I'm accelerating. With this one, nothing. It's just much deeper, and still decibels are high, but not as high as with the previous one. So I will just play the tunes a little bit, but it will never sound like in real person. I will just tell you again, it sounds way different with any other MT07 exhaust. That is again short. Start, so we will not push it too much. That's about the sound. So, as I said, the vibrations on the bike, in my experience and experience of my wife, even after all these kilometers, we passed like 22,000 kilometers almost in 1 year, are really non-existent. Like, you can feel some of them as with many two-cylinder bikes when you are going like above 100 kilometers per hour, maybe 120, something like this. But this is just nothing that is actually making your experience on the bike bad. And also this one, pillion foot pegs, I wanted to change for her, but you know, even though they are not padded with something like this in front, it will still not cause issues, so it's absolutely fine. Vibrations are not existent, you can say, to that extent. Now, I didn't have any problems in these 20,000 kilometers with the bike. I did regular services. Over here in Serbia, we have like a problematic thingy with the fuel, because the fuel is quite bad quality. So we are kinda recommended from Yamaha to do services every 5,000 kilometers, which actually means I paid a lot of money for the service this year, like I think 700 euros in total. But you need to do it for the bike. Otherwise, I never had any issue, like I said, any problem. What I wanted to say to any potential buyer or to anybody who is interested in the bike, the chain, which currently cannot be seen from this side, but anyways, you imagine the chain. The chain from the factory, every MT07 has this Vickr chain, let's say. So after like 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers, depends on your riding. For example, I ride with my wife, so I guess the chain became weaker sooner, you need to tighten the chain, you know. So you need to do something with the wheel, of course, to extend it behind to make the chain tighter. And again, I had this to do after 3,000 kilometers, but eventually after 22,000 kilometers, it started showing its you know, deterioration. But the thing is, it's still going, so you will just need to maintain it more often. Otherwise, it's fine. The grease ran out from the handles a little bit, so I guess that's also a normal thing to do when you're riding so much. So otherwise, I didn't have any other issues. So the bike performed flawlessly. And the tires, I just wanted to say they're amazing. They're one of the best in the world, definitely. They behave amazingly in the wet conditions, in the dry conditions, and they stick very much. So I'm very happy with them. Even after 20,000 kilometers, they feel like they will go for, I guess, 10,000 at least.
Let's check the back tire as well.
Yeah, even though, again, like I said, we rode mostly together. We had some longer tours and everything. We never had problems with them. Now, one thing I wanted to, almost forgot about.
Actually, it's not only the long tours. We don't own a car. We go everywhere only with the bike.
Only with the bike. So the problematic thing about the tire, I noticed both tires is somehow they lose the air after some time, and it actually is not a very long time. Like when I measured 1 month ago, it was like fine, and then now if I measure it, it will be dropping like, I don't know, 20-30% in air. So I need to check that one. Maybe it's just my bike, maybe because I have all of these things on it. So we will see what Yamaha says. Now, what other thing? The acceleration. The acceleration is still. So I'm the type of a rider that's riding for, I don't know, what is that, 18, 19 years. I had many different bikes, and my last bikes were 1000 cc's, were like MT07, were like Ninja 1000, H2SX. I learned to love this type of bike much more because, as I said, I ride a lot, so this is much more cheaper to maintain, cheaper on the gas. It's much more fun because it's so light, and for the type of riding I like to do, which is like hard acceleration below 120 kilometers per hour, this bike is just so much fun. So the acceleration will always put a smile on your face. So even though you ride a lot, even though you have experience with the bikes, this bike will just provide every time.
Actually, I just got an idea for the next video topic.
What?
How and why you chose this bike.
Yeah, this one we will make, definitely. People are interested whenever I
You
talk to
changed
them.
so many and you stick to this one so long. I'm very proud.
Yeah, and lastly, the acceleration got improved with this exhaust. So I said there is a catalysator still inside. There is no decibel killer. Decibels are just decreased with the shape of the exhaust and content it has inside the exhaust. But basically it improved. So when we checked with my friend, even though we didn't check it so much detail, we didn't switch the bikes, but every time this bike accelerated better with the other bike that had exhaust with decibel killer with everything inside. So I highly recommend, again, custom exhaust. I know some countries don't allow it, but here I guess I will be managing to survive with it. Now let's go to the other thing, which is brakes. Brakes still didn't need changing, even though, you know, I do downshifting. Sometimes I like to brake to warn other people that I'm accelerating and everything, but they don't need changing at this service, big service. I'm pretty satisfied with them. Of course, they're not on the level of some other bikes I mentioned that I had, S1000 XR or MT10, but still, for the most type of riding you will have unless you maybe ride track or maybe ride too aggressively, they will do the job, even with two up, even with these all bags filled up to the top. The mirrors, I said I changed them. Yeah, I changed them. I put this one, bar end mirrors, which are pretty cheap. You can say like 50 euros brand new. And what I like about them, their shape is actually allowing me to see behind me, even other side behind me, and the right side, for example, when I watch here. And also I have this dead spot mirror that actually helps a lot. Basically, I don't even need to check my dead spot by moving my head. I just look here and I see everything what's around me.
It's the best for the pillion as well because I can see what's behind us.
Yeah, definitely. Tanya can see whenever we ride. She can see and she can
Micromanage your ride.
Micromanage my riding, which I approve. I approve definitely. That's fine thing to do. And now the looks of the bike, again, pretty much subjective, but I must say I love it. Before I was loving very much the bikes with the fairings and everything, but this one, the stance of it and the shape it is right now, which got a little bit changed by some things. I will just show now the other things I changed. For example, this windscreen, it's the copy of Yamaha windscreen.
Oh, say the cool thing about this screen.
What is the cool thing?
The way it glows.
Wait, what?
Glows.
Ah, it glows, yeah.
In the night.
So when you turn on the bike and everything in the night, this projector light will actually brighten this one, and all of this thing will shine, which Tana loves for some reason. But I actually ordered this one darkened, so I will actually switch it soon.
What?
To the darkened one.
No.
Yeah,
You
these
didn't
things, like
share
I
this
said,
one with me.
these things, like I said, they are mostly for the functional part of protecting my hands when it's winter. But I actually like the design. It's again subjective.
Yeah, from the front it looks very nice.
Yeah, you can show that one as well. This covers actually that I put over here, I found it on AliExpress. I bought it and I cut it in 2 pieces because it was quite long. So it's very cheap investment, but many mechanics told me actually it's a good thing to put here because you're protecting these forks from the dirt that's accumulating with the time.
Maybe we should change them now.
Yeah, it's
They
time
look
to
very
change them.
used.
Otherwise, I like them because they're actually darkening the look of the bike over here. Because the MT07 has this normal forks, not inverted ones, so I always like having this one here for the looks as well. These things over here, this is the winglets from AliExpress as well. So the things that I changed from AliExpress are not functional ones, let's say, because I don't trust putting the functional parts that are copies or low quality ones. But actually this one made the styling more to my liking, I would say. I put it over here, and otherwise I have these Puig winglets as well, the copy ones.
Oh, wait.
That I put on the sides.
Show the winglets.
Yeah, the winglets with the side covers. Actually, also I like the look of those. They would probably help with the accelerating and everything above crazy speeds, but over here is just aesthetics. It's nothing special. Otherwise, for the protection part and also the looks part, I like these things, the Puig original mushrooms that I put over here because in a case of, who knows, crash or whatever, they will protect the bike. What I did is I tried doing some wrapping over here, but I will remove it because I don't like the color of it. So this will get removed and I will put some other stickers over here. The seat you already saw. Here it actually has some yellow accents, but it can be seen right now. There are some tank pads, protectors on the bike. And from the looks perspective, I guess that's about it so far. We are in the making of other things, but not at this point. Finishing on the bike so far, I did not see any rust on it, even though I'm riding rain, snow.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, the bike is not in a pretty clean condition.
It's December now.
It's December now, right?
And you bought this bike in January last year, so right around New
January
Year.
this year, baby.
Oh, this year,
Not
yes.
last year.
Yeah, I'm already in 2024.
So the finishing of the parts is just great. I did not see any problem with it. And for the price you pay, I guess it's.
You know
really
what
fun.
I think it's important to mention?
What?
This thing here, the red one, why is it not reflecting?
Yeah, we noticed this thing actually is not reflecting. So I don't know what is that, what's the problem with it. But I guess it's not meant to reflect the light and help with the vision in the night. So you can, I guess, paint it without the problems. So as you can see from the luggage options, we have original Yamaha saddlebags, and we have the top case. Now, one interesting thing is many people will say when you put this top case holder on MT07 you need to remove the side covers, but actually that's not the case. You don't need to remove them, but what will happen eventually, unless you are so much good with I don't know, like mechanics, and the thing is, what broke is that these panels at these positions where you screw them, I think it's over here somewhere, because of the tension they broke inside, but it doesn't look broken from the outside. It's just it can be glued. It's nothing. What are you surprised about?
What? This is very new to me.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's just around the screws, so you can just glue them, I guess, or something, and it's inside. It cannot be seen, but you can do it. That's what I wanted to say.
We're taping here some soft tape
Yes,
to
over
protect the plastics
From the
and
scratches.
yeah.
And
I think this is the glue from that one.
on original seat, passenger seat, she was sliding too much. So what we did is we went to the guy and he did these things for us. He actually stitched this portion, which is really not allowing her to slide, which actually we don't need as much now with this seat, but it's fine to have. The top
No, I
case-
like it because when I have the raincoat, probably it helps.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in the case of raincoat, yeah. These things are pretty much fine, you would say, because even though when I clean the bike with a compressor, I go with the water, high pressure water, they will be wet and everything, but unless you really press that one next to it, it will not break too much inside. I mean the water, it will be wet, but I guess you can then use this one that you get with this side cases, which is the bag inside, the waterproof bag.
And when we traveled on rain, nothing got wet
Yeah,
from the
nothing
inside.
will get inside. This is again very good. My wife has over here this thing that is helping her not slide off the bike, and before we didn't have this one. Now she got used to it and she's never holding herself for my stomach. She's just pressing to this one and it's doing the job.
And we go on the back wheel, huh?
Yeah, we just climb
But
up
mini
the
back wheel
mini wheelie.
because of my weight.
Yeah, but in terms of the carrying capacity, the bike is like around, I think, 171 kilos carrying capacity. So with us two, with the luggage, it's at the edge of this, carrying capability. But the thing is, what I noticed by measuring the static sag of the bike and everything, with my weight, it's around 81 kilos. So I guess with the equipment, it's maybe 86, 87 maybe. And with her weight, the bike drops. So in the night, people are, flashing the lights for me to drop down my low beams. They think it's high beams. So
It's just
what should be changed
the
is
two of us on the bike.
yeah. When you're riding with somebody, you can do it. Again, the bike will mostly behave fine, and in the corners, in everything. But of course, your capability in riding maybe some agile way is going to be a little bit decreased because of this, geometry change. So the bike will tilt more to the rear wheel, but still, it's perfectly manageable. Even with 3 of those completely full, the experience was fine. You as a rider, you just feel the bike a little bit dropped behind. So one expensive solution is to change the complete shock for the exterior option with a preload adjuster. And the other one, cheaper, that we are gonna try first is changing the spring for the heavier one, for the stronger one. So that's the next investment as well. Now, what else we wanted to say? Yeah, that's about suspension. The price of the bike got up a little bit, but still I find it perfectly competitive to the new Suzuki and Honda that came out. This GSX-8S and the Honda Hornet, to me I find some weaknesses in them. For example, the Honda Hornet, I don't like the rear wheel width because it's smaller, and for the worse roads like we have in Serbia, I don't find it very much confidence inspiring. And for the Suzuki, Suzuki actually has more weight. So even though this bike has less power than them, I still find it very much, you will say optimized, because Yamaha does it for many years right now, where Honda and Suzuki are new in this department with this type of engine. So the bike, I find the price very good. In Serbia it's around 8,000, I think, so it's fine. I expect the MT07 to get upgraded in like 2025, where it's gonna be probably named MT08 with 100 more cc and 10 more horsepower. But let's see what's gonna happen.
We're on minute 25.
Yeah, that's bound to happen because we are trying to say everything in one.
Stefan dads like to talk about bikes a lot,
Yeah.
and Stefan has that gene.
Wait, come here for a second. You didn't mention this one. The other important modification we did, the R6 throttle tube. So I heard many things, many opinions of the people. Some said, you know, like this will maybe make the bike more jerky, and and when you're doing wheelies, it will be worse. I'm not doing these wheelies when you're going like so high up in the balance point. So for me, for the acceleration, for going out of the corner and everything, it's perfectly rideable. There is no problems, and it's more fun. And for the experienced rider, I would say this is the way to go. Because before, for example, it was like this, and you could go with your hand, not until here, but this thingy would point like over here. So you need to twist a lot, which actually helps for less experienced riders, for maybe more chill ride. But if you want to have sooner this full power of the bike, then this is the way to go.
Show where it catches now.
Now it catches over here, but I guess it would be over here, like 20% it got decreased with this modification. So R6 throttle tube, highly recommended for any experienced rider and for anybody who is not doing this balance point wheelies. I don't know about that thing, so I cannot comment. Otherwise, I think we said, yeah, we covered everything in this one. We're just gonna make some short video of now me and
Because
my wife
this
sitting.
short video was not enough.
Yeah, this short video is not enough, so we're gonna add another one and show you. Before we finish, I just wanted to comment on this one as well. We have these USB power plugs over here. There's two of them, and they function pretty well. There's a cover for rain over here, and it charges the phone pretty fast, I must say. Maybe not a fully quick charge speed, but it's almost like fully quick charge speed. And other things that I just wanted to cover at the end is what I wanted to do else on the bike. So one modification is I wanted to do the tank bag, which I had previously, and I sold it, and my wife.
You gifted it.
Yeah, I gifted it to somebody. But I wanted to put another one over here, the smaller
Don't
one.
mention my name about your selling stuff.
Yeah. The thing with this one is like if you put a big tank bag, because the bike is not very big, you will have problems maybe in the corners. So from SV Motec, they have some nice bags. Also Yamaha takes bags from them. They have micro and they have day pack. So one of those two I find the best for this bike. Another thing, I wanted to change the turn signals to the Pro ones from Yamaha, which actually here it will act as a turn signal and as a, let's say, seeing lights, so everybody can see you on the road. And over here it will change for the braking lights. So I want more visibility on the bike, so this is the other investment. And as I said, the rear shock, I want to do something with it. And finally the belly pan, which I find pretty aesthetically appealing, but it costs so much that I'm just waiting for the price to be like 30 euros, which will probably never happen. So that's about it. Thank you for watching, and let's see the other part of two-up riding. So this is the position. As you can see, there is enough space. I mean, there is many people who will say you need huge bike, but we actually aren't quite small people. I would say I'm 183 centimeters tall. She is 177.
Stefan told people that he really likes MT07 and he's trying to modify it. And then when people heard what things he's modifying, they just said like, change your wife.
Yeah, it's easier to change your vibe than to modify your bike to be the one to do it all. But actually we did it. I must say we did it. It was a little bit of struggle to find the position of these seats, how they are going to be shaped and everything, but actually the bike came out pretty well. We can ride for a very long time. It's very comfortable. So if you move, show your movement on the bike. Yeah, she can be like closer to me when we're riding more sporty. She can be more lean backwards and everything, and it's just pretty comfortable place to be.
Yeah, it's nice. I also see a bit above the helmet, and I can be like this. This is my position when we're driving, like without curves or something. And also when it's cold, I like to keep my hands here because they are now protected from the wind because he has this back.
This back. I have the back there. So yeah, I guess, did you have anything else to say? How was your experience, like all these kilometers with the maybe?
Well, you said most of the stuff. The way I got up on the bike is very good when we have full equipment with the raincoat, with all the layers, and especially because we have the bags right now and it's impossible for me to raise my leg as much. The amplitude of the movement is low when you're dressed that much. And I really like the new exhaust now because with the previous one, actually with this one but without modification, it was really loud when we were going to Greece on our summer vacation. And originally I'm from north of the Serbia and Stefan is from the south, so when we go north to visit my family, to go to my hometown, it was really loud. So first time in my life I experienced that my ears were hurting and I needed like a half an hour to recover. So this is like a major upgrade right now, and I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I'm just a pillion, I don't have that much to talk about.
No, the thing is with this exhaust, if you just leave it in a stock condition, it will just sound not very nice, not very good. But if you open it up, it will be too loud. So this short exhaust, but this thing is just perfect. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you probably in the next one where we're gonna talk more about MTs. Bye bye.